Have you ever been to the supermarket to get milk? And you walk all the way to the back, and you pick up your milk, you put it in your cart, push your bucket all the way up to the front, and you see this. And everything in you wants that Snickers. You want a Snickers, you want a piece of gum, you want something, because it's right there. Well, this scene that we're looking at right now has been so carefully designed by marketers to get you to spend that last bit of money before you leave their store. So what if I told you that you could use the exact same principles that marketers use to design this scene to help yourself succeed? Today I'm going to show you, with these principles, how to win at life. And like all good lessons, this one is going to start out with a little bit of vocabulary. Some of these terms might be familiar to you, some you might have no idea what they mean, and then some you might have an idea what they mean, but you don't really know how they pertain to my research. The first of these terms is marketing. So what even is marketing? You might have images of Coca-Cola or handsome New York marketing executives floating through your mind, and you're not wrong for that. But really what marketing is all the processes involved in getting a product or service from the seller to the buyer. And a lot of times this is done through branding. Branding is one of those things that's a little hard to explain, so I'll let the Golden Arches do it for me. Or that guy. Or what about that one? See, I don't have any words up on the screen, but I bet each and every one of you can tell me which companies these logos represent. And even when words are involved, they tend to make a pretty big impact. They change what the word means. They change how you see it. In branding and marketing, these are observed alongside the concept of utility. So, utility. The utility is the amount of satisfaction that you get from doing something. So that's kind of ambiguous. But let's say it's Friday night, and I'm hungry, and I order a pizza. So I eat my first slice, and it's delicious. So I get about like 5 units of utility from eating that one slice, because I was really hungry. My second slice, I'm a little more full, but I'm still getting some utility. My third slice, I'm pretty indifferent about it. It was good, but it was fine. By my fourth slice, I'm a little stuffed, so I get about -2 units of utility. By my fifth slice, I'm really stuffed, so I get -5 units of utility. And by my sixth slice, all bets are off. That's just too much pizza to eat for me. I can't do that. I get -10 units of utility. So when you add them all together, you get your total amount of utility. So from eating the 6 pieces of pizza, I ended up less satisfied than I was before I started. And utility is a really important concept when you're talking about behavioral economics. Now this is a term, you can just get lost in it, you can talk about it for hours, but what you need to know is that old theories of behavioral economics didn't account for the irrationality that people have. They thought that everyone was always acting in their best interest, while newer theories recognize this irrationality. So let's say that my overall goal is to lose weight. So it would be in my best interest to eat healthy fruits and vegetables, drink lots of water, that kind of thing. But then I see this chocolate shake. And y'all, I really want that chocolate shake. It looks so good. And I eat it, despite the fact that my overall goal is to lose weight. I'm focusing on those maybe 10 units of utility that I'll get now from eating the chocolate shake, and I'm not focusing on the -25 units of utility that I might get in 2 weeks when I weigh myself and I've maybe not lost weight. So this next term is a good decision. Now, in the context of my research, a good decision has nothing to do with morals or ethics. Throw all that out the window. I mean, don't just for now. Anyway, so a good decision is one that you make, and it's the most satisfactory decision for you right then. It helps get you to your goal. It's a decision that's made in pursuit of an ultimate goal. This brings us to the next term, which is nudge theory. If you haven't been paying attention, listen up, because this is the important one. Nudge theory is the idea that you can change a person's decisions, or manipulate a person's decisions, by changing the way that you present their options to them. So remember how we're in the supermarket, right? So we go to get our milk. The reason that the milk is in the back is because marketers know that everyone who shops in their store has to come in to get milk once a week, because milk expires in a week. So they know that because everyone has to come in once a week, that they want to keep those people in their store for as long as possible, so they put the milk at the back. See, they're hoping that you'll get distracted by something else in there. So while you might have gone in for milk, you're coming out with some Pringles. Pringles, Oreos, whatever you might pass. And that's the goal of the marketers at the supermarket. They want to distract you while you're in there. So that's kind of a lot of information to take in at once. Let me condense it for you. Marketers use behavioral economics principles to increase the utility that buyers get from a product or service so that they will spend more money on a brand. This brings us to my thesis. I know what you're thinking. It's more information. Yes, it is, but just a little bit. You see, my thesis is about applying nudge theory to marketing to help consumers make satisfying, good decisions. So how do you win at life? I bet you thought I forgot about that. I certainly didn't. I'm about to tell you. The first step in this whole process is marketing yourself. You have to think about the 4 Ps: product, price, promotion, and place. Well, what's your product? You're your product. You're what you're putting out into the world. So you need to learn as much about yourself as possible. Learn your strengths, your weaknesses, how you learn, that kind of thing. Learn everything about yourself that there is to know, and then decide on an image. How do you want to be seen? Do you want to be the jock who's like super strong or whatever? Or do you want to be like the pretty girl who like wears makeup and stuff, you know? And then once you have that image, keep it, lock it down. This next step is price. So this sounds kind of bad, but you kind of have to decide what you're worth. Not really what you're worth, but what you bring to the table. Because everyone brings something to the table in every situation, whether it's at a job or a friend group or what have you. This next step is promotion. You need to take your image, what you want to be seen as, and project it. Put it out everywhere. This next step is place. So here's the deal. You need to be in the right place at the right time. So where you really need to be is in all the places, all the times that you can be. Because eventually you'll get to the right place at the right time and you'll secure yourself the right opportunities. The next step is making good decisions. You need to decide what your overall goal is. Do you want to lose weight, make new friends, get a new job? It can be literally anything, but it has to be something that you can set your sights on and make every decision possible to get yourself to that goal. Now, this last step is going to sound a little weird. You have to nudge yourself. You have to manipulate yourself into success. There are a few different strategies of doing this. You just have to know how you do things, what bothers you. So it's just little things that you can do to help yourself succeed in the little things. So I've found that journaling every night, for instance, helps me relax. I feel relaxed. I get all my struggles, my issues. I write about my faith. I do all this stuff, and it's great. And I feel great. But I found that I hate journaling so much. It's cumbersome. I have to get out my paper and my pencil, and it's the whole thing. But I found that after I finish today's journal, if I write the date at the top of the next page, then I'm way more likely to write it the next day because I've already gotten started. I've already gotten the ball rolling. And say that's not your goal. Say your goal is to eat less candy. I know. I struggle with it too. So let's say that this is your house, right about here. So this is your kitchen. This is your bedroom. Let's say this is an office and, everything. So you don't want your junk food in your kitchen right here because it's so close to your room. It's like right there. No, you want your junk food over here. You want your junk food in the shed or something. So it's still around. If you really want it, you can get it, but it's not so easily accessible. So what I want to leave you with today is that decisions make up our lives. So we should make good ones, or at least ones that are better for us in the long run. I want you to remember that it's all about better living through marketing, good decisions, and just a little bit of self-manipulation, otherwise known as a little nudge in the right direction.